Hi there and welcome to Capital View. Rahul Gandhi is back from his 56-day sabbatical and he is on the front foot. He's taken on the government in the Congress Farmers Rally. He's also taken on the government in the Lok Sabha. We're asking on this episode, can Rahul reinvent himself and script a political comeback? Joining two close aides of Rahul Gandhi, Jitin Prasada, the former MP from UP, and Milind Deora, the former MP from Mumbai. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Milind Deora, Rahul Gandhi disappeared for 56 days. He's now back. He's aggressive. He's taking on the government in the Farmers Rally. He's taking on the government in Parliament. But it seems as if the issue is not important. What's important is, can Rahul perform? Can Rahul deliver? Is the performance of Rahul Gandhi still important? Is he still, after a decade in politics, on trial as a politician?
Well, Sagarika, firstly, in politics in India or anywhere in the world, a political leader's oratory, their ability to connect, inspire people, without a doubt is important. But what's more important and more long-lasting for any politician is ultimately their sincerity, their sense of conviction, their consistency on a particular position, and their ability to get the job done. And I think that's where there's a strong contrast today between Mr. Gandhi's leadership abilities, the leadership of Mrs. Gandhi, and with the incumbent government. The incumbent government's whole methodology has been make false promises, create a lot of hype, and today, less than a year since they've been in power, people are complaining that they haven't met their expectations.
Jatin Prasada, there seems to be a lack of spontaneity. It seems to be a little rehearsed on the part of Rahul, what he is going to say, what he is not going to say. Is he a natural politician or is he coming across as a little bit rehearsed? And does he have to, at the end of the day, now win over your party?
Sagarika, you are completely wrong on that front as far as being rehearsed goes. As far as Rahul Gandhi goes, he's very to the point, pertinent, and he's always stayed away from theatrics, from gimmickry, from those, kind of a marketing job that's been done to make it very flowery and, that kind of stuff. He's been very direct, and as far as consistency goes, he has been consistent on this land issue, on the farmer issue. I remember his first speech in Parliament was about the sugarcane farmers in Western UP. As far as the cadre goes, it's totally behind Rahul Gandhi. There is no doubt that he will be the leader of the future of the party.
But the fact is, Milind Deora, that he hasn't led you in the parliament.
Sagarika, I think it's a bit unfair when people talk about his parliamentary performance as a benchmark. See, please understand, especially when he became a general secretary of the Congress party and he became vice president of the Congress party, his role broadened in terms of a national organizational role. He was traveling across the country, in every state, in every region, where people were agitating against the government, sometimes even against a Congress government. He's always sided with the people, lent them his voice. And for any leader of national stature, it's but natural that you have to travel around the country, attend parliament, balance the two. Unfortunately, when I hear this question, which is, what about his parliamentary performance? Nobody ever asked the question that when Mr. Rajnath Singh, I was a member of parliament, Jitin was a member of parliament, when Rajnath Singh ji was the president of the BJP and a senior member of parliament, we hardly saw him in parliament. His duty as a BJP president was also to travel around the country, but also to attend parliament. When Mr. Nitin Gadkari was president of the BJP and he was a member of the Maharashtra State Legislative Assembly, he could hardly attend the proceedings in the House.
But he's made only 3 speeches in the last 10 years.
Well, Sagarika, the speeches that he's made on a host of issues have had a massive impact. But you will see in the next few weeks, months and years ahead, a much more energized Congress party, a much more energized opposition, led by Rahul Gandhi and Mrs. Gandhi, where what happens on the streets of New Delhi or any other part of India will be echoed in Parliament also.
And I want to just add to what Milind was saying. Every leader, every person has his own style of functioning. Mr. Rahul Gandhi was concentrating on the party organization. He was traveling and strengthening the organization. And there was the Prime Minister here and there was a Council of Ministers who was doing more of the Parliament work. And now you will see how effective he will be as an opposition member and inside Parliament. You will see a new Rahul Gandhi.
So has there been a belated realization, Milind Deora, that Parliament is where Rahul Gandhi needs to perform?
I don't think he ever felt Parliament is not an important platform. I think he takes his job as a member of Parliament and as an elected representative extremely seriously. The entire country is asking a very simple and fundamental question, which is why is the government of the day, just a year and a half after when they were in opposition and unanimously supported the UPA in passing a historic legislation, why have they suddenly taken a U-turn and why are they rushing to amend that legislation by way of an ordinance, not once but twice?
This government is one-sided. Every step that the BJP government has taken today is pro-corporate. So you can't have a one-sided government. You promise something when you're fighting elections and saying that I'm for the farmers, I'm for the poor, but the land bill is totally on the wrong side of the farmers. If you want development, you want infrastructure, so does Rahul Gandhi. Go and build infrastructure in the barren areas. There's a lot of barren land in India that can generate employment, that can generate industries, that can give jobs.
Milind Deora, when Rahul Gandhi says Modi's batting for industry and he's batting for his corporate friends, shouldn't he provide A, hard evidence of that, and B, how will this anti-industry, anti-corporate pitch go down in a constituency like yours in South Mumbai?
Rahul Gandhi is anything, he's very far away from being anti-industry. He may not be pro-corporate, anti-farmer. That doesn't mean he's anti-industry, anti-services sector, anti-growth, anti-employment. He believes very firmly, as all congressmen do, that it was under Dr. Manmohan Singh's leadership and the reforms of 91 that India created its middle class, and a burgeoning middle class which is the pride of India and which has led to this massive growth rate where today the IMF and the World Bank have said that we will grow at faster rates than even China very shortly in the next 2 years. So we are very proud of that. Mr. Gandhi is very proud of that. He believes in innovation. He believes in science and technology. He believes very strongly in the IT industry. But he doesn't believe it should be an either or debate, that you choose farmers or you choose industry. It's for the BJP to answer why they took that U-turn. So far in the last few months that this ordinance has been promulgated and then re-promulgated, I haven't heard a single convincing answer from the BJP that explains a U-turn wherein in 2013 they played a very constructive, in fact I would say very proactive role in working with the UPA government to pass this historic legislation. And what prompted a sudden U-turn? We are also pro-corporates and pro-growth and pro-industry and pro-job creation and pro-reform, but at the same time we are also pro-farmer.
Jitin Prasada, when Rahul Gandhi talks about uplifting the farm sector, should he also not talk about how agriculture can be made productive, how agriculture can be modernized, how agriculture can be made profitable? What is his vision for agriculture?
First job is to ensure that the farmer has the right to his land and he's not living in fear. And his second job is to ensure where this crop damages happen, that there's relief, there's immediate relief. A farmer's hand to mouth, he needs compensation. And as far as his vision goes, in the UPA government, it was Rahul Gandhi who was championing the cause of the farmers, where you saw the MSPs going up from 600 rupees on wheat to 1400 rupees. You've seen the agricultural credit going up at least 700% during the UPA regime. These are those measures. You've seen how we've been looking at streamlining the sugar industry, which is very cyclical. And we've seen how he was instrumental in ensuring that there's ethanol production for sugarcane farmers where it's blended with fuel, and there are other avenues for the agricultural sector where they're not only dependent on one particular industry.
Milind Deora, how do we know he's not going to disappear again?
Whether he did a disappearing act in the past or not is something which unfortunately is largely Sagarika media creation, and it's a lot of spin by the opposition parties.
Are we going to see padyatras from Rahul Gandhi to where every battle against land acquisition is being waged? Is he going to go there? Are we going to see an intense engagement with every locality that is engaged in land acquisition battles? Is he going to go there, or or does the question remain that he may again go away for several weeks?
You will see consistent agitation both on the streets of India as well as in Parliament on critical issues that affect the people of India. whether it's land acquisition today, or whether it's another issue affecting industry, whether it's a third issue affecting the aspirational class.
But you're not telling me Rahul Gandhi will be there.
You will see agitation
will Rahul
in Parliament
Gandhi be there?
led by him. Yes, led by him in Parliament and outside Parliament.
Rahul Gandhi will be there and he'll be leading consistent agitations. Let's take a short break at this point and come back with Milind Deora and Jitin Prasada on the other side. Welcome back to Capital View. We're talking about the new improved Rahul Gandhi. Can he script a political comeback? Joining me, Milind Deora and Jatin Prasada of the Congress. Milind Deora, you know, many in the Congress party have said that Sonia Gandhi must remain the leader. That 97% of congressmen feel that Sonia Gandhi must remain the leader. That's what Sandeep Dixit told me in an interview.
Well, firstly, have we spoken officially to anyone about a leadership change? Have we said it's going to happen today? Have we said it's going to happen tomorrow? So we believe in the Congress party that in any organization, in a political organization, in a non-political organization, that leadership change is natural. We believe a generational transformation is natural. And I firmly believe that in the Congress party, the time has come for a generational transition and transformation. Now, I believe that Mr. Gandhi is best suited to lead that. Now, whether that happens today, whether that happens tomorrow, that is something which we will decide on internally.
Jitin Prasada, you're from Uttar Pradesh. Now, after your 2012 defeat, yes, Rahul Gandhi said that UP will be my karma bhumi. This is where I want to work. This is my karma bhumi. But he didn't make it his karma bhumi. Now, do you feel this is the time? This is the time for Rahul Gandhi to go to UP. The assembly elections are due in 2017. He should go there. He should work there. He should make UP his karma bhumi like he said he wanted to do.
Well, of course, UP is his priority because he is a member of parliament from UP and he's been very consistent as far as UP goes. And if you recall, after 2012, the Bhatta Parasol, where the land agitation began, was from UP. But of course, you got to understand, he is not only a leader of UP, he is a leader of the entire country and of the Congress. And he has to travel all across and ensure his presence everywhere. Rahul Gandhi is also interested, apart from farmers, into an aspirational India. He wants to tap the youth of UP who also want to be like where Milind resides in South Mumbai. They also want opportunities.
Kamal Nath said the Congress party is falling between two stools. If I go to Sonia Gandhi, she says go to Rahul Gandhi. If I go to Rahul Gandhi, he says go to Sonia Gandhi.
Based on my experience alone, as someone who became a member of parliament in 2004, I became a union minister in 2011. In the last decade that I have worked in parliament, in government, I have seen a lot of coordination between Rahul Gandhi, Mrs. Gandhi, Dr. Manmohan Singh. You saw what happened in BJP when there was a leadership change a little over a year ago. The veterans of the party were completely sidelined, they were humiliated. That will not happen in the Congress party.
Where is the systematic blueprint on the way forward?
I can only assure you that there is a blueprint and there is a plan. Unfortunately, the party will not disclose it to the public at large. It's an internal document, it's an internal strategy which will be implemented in the months and years to come.
Are you comfortable with this sharp left turn? Are you comfortable with this sharp leftist orientation that the Congress seems to have done under Rahul Gandhi?
This is a current issue today. This is an issue which is, where the country is asking a very fundamental question today. Tomorrow there will be other issues. Tomorrow when we see jobless growth, for instance, we will ask a very pertinent question about job creation. If we see manufacturing slow down, we will ask a question in terms of what is happening to boost manufacturing in the country, which is the only sector outside of agriculture which can provide employment to this country. We will monitor the government's Make in India plan. What are they really doing? What are they really achieving in terms of manufacturing in India? Is it still services sector-led growth? Is it still manufacturing sector-led growth?
So this is not a sharp left turn.
You will see happen over time.
This is not a sharp left turn on the part of the Congress. Is this a left turn?
I can say it's a sharp U-turn or a right turn on the part of the BJP. Until 1.5 years ago, they were opposing anything that we presented. When we said we want FDI in retail, they were opposed to it. When we said we are in favor of increasing the FDI cap in insurance, they were opposed to it. Suddenly, they've taken a right turn. So, I mean, we shouldn't talk about who's taken a turn towards the left or who's taken a turn towards the right.
Sandeep Dixit said to me in an interview last week that the cadre does not want Rahul Gandhi. They want Sonia Gandhi. Is the Congress cadre convinced about Rahul Gandhi's leadership?
Yes, the cadre is very much convinced about, the cadre, as I said, is convinced that a generational change is imminent. They are convinced that Mr. Gandhi will lead that generational transformation. They are convinced that Mrs. Gandhi will continue to mentor the Congress party when that generational transformation happens. So nobody's done a poll in terms of saying that, nobody's polled Congress workers and said that I found out after a poll that 96% or 85% are pro or anti somebody. And I frankly believe, Sandeep Dixit is a good friend of mine, I frankly believe leaders should also show some restraint. I don't think it's right that political leaders in the Congress party are settling regional scores by factionalizing these leaders, because Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, the Congress party as an organization is above factions.
Right. Jitin Prasada, do you feel the same way that Sandeep Dixit should not have gone out and said that 97% of congressmen do not want Rahul Gandhi?
No, Sandeep has his right to say what he has to, and every person in this party can air his views. But ultimately, I can assure you that I know Sandeep well. He believes in Mrs. Gandhi's and Rahul Gandhi's leadership, and there is no doubt about that. And whatever he might have said and whatever he is saying can be misconstrued. He's never said one against the other. He said that he's worked with Mrs. Gandhi and he hasn't worked that much with Rahul Gandhi. He's not said one is better than the other. There's no comparisons being drawn. There's no choices being made. He believes in their leadership.
And is the Congress party convinced about Rahul Gandhi? Let me ask you the same question. Is the cadre convinced about Rahul Gandhi, or does Rahul Gandhi still have to earn the respect of your party?
Let me tell you, Sagarika, as far as the Gandhis go, Madam Gandhi, Mrs. Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi, they hold the party together. The party today is functioning as one because of the Gandhis, and Rahul Gandhi is the only one who can take this party together ahead. And generational changes happen, time has to change, and Rahul Gandhi will eventually take over. But that doesn't mean you weed out some people, that doesn't mean you get rid of some people. Everybody can coexist, everybody is required by the party, but the leader is beyond doubt. He carries the party and the cadre is solidly behind Rahul.
But Milind Deora, you know, Rahul Gandhi is laughed at by large sections of the urban population. Many people make fun of him on social media. He's seen as a figure of fun. People mock him. Is he starting off in the right way to become leader of the Congress party when so many people seem to make fun of Rahul Gandhi all the time?
Sagarika, since you're a senior journalist who's been covering politics for a long time, you know what people used to say about his grandmother also. But she proved her critics wrong. So, you know, that is something which, again, a lot of it is media spin, a lot of it is exaggerations, a lot of it is also, you know, a troll army paid by opposition parties. And that's healthy in a democracy, that they can, you know, try and spin things around as long as they don't distort images or things like that. But of course, the proof is in the pudding, and ultimately the way he demonstrates consistency by showing a convergence between what happens on the streets of India and what happens in Parliament, by actually delivering, not just talking, which he believes in, that will strengthen and cement his base, not just in the Congress party where it already exists, but amongst other political parties and amongst the public at large.
Right. This is my very last question. Jitin Prasada, I just want to get you to respond to the ideological issue. Rahul Gandhi is talking about Garibi, he's talking about Kisan. Isn't this out of tune with an India that wants hope, that wants development, that wants jobs, that doesn't want to always be reminded of Garibi and of the grievance-oriented politics and hopelessness-oriented politics? Is Rahul Gandhi speaking the wrong language?
Whereas ever Rahul Gandhi said he's against an aspirational India, he's not for the middle class, he's not for the youth. He just says his priority is for those people who are at the bottom of the pyramid. And if those people are not happy and if those people are not strengthened, the foundation of India is not intact. And that's the way he's working, bottom up. That does not mean his priorities only lie in one and not the other. He has taken up causes of the poor and the downtrodden. He believes that, his focus is that. He also believes we have a better India and a strong India and a vibrant India and a better middle class with more opportunities and access to everything that's happening around the world, and he will deliver.
Right. Milind Deora, my last question to you. Are we going to see many more such speeches in Parliament? Is Rahul Gandhi going to take a much more active role in Parliament?
Yes, I believe so. And I also believe that the party should and the party will reach out to different constituencies in India. There are many other important constituencies. Farmers, of course, the agricultural sector is a very, very critical sector and a constituency. But yes, you will see the party reaching out even to the corporate sector. You will see the Congress party reaching out to other constituents, soft powers like the entertainment industry, for instance, all of which are very critical for the nation as a whole. So you will see Mr. Gandhi playing a much more consistent, active role both in Parliament and outside Parliament.
Is there a danger that he can alienate industry?
No, Sagarika, as I said, look, this is an issue which is important today where farmers are feeling insecure. We want to address this issue. If the government debates this issue, the government meets the opposition somewhere in between, in the middle, and we avoid a legislative confrontation, so be it. This issue dies down and ends. But unfortunately, the government isn't coming clean on its own intent, and that intent is being questioned today by the country. So it's not a question of pro-farmer, anti-industry, as I said. We've never seen in the last decade when we were in power, in a government led by Dr. Manmohan Singh, in successive Congress governments, we've always believed in agricultural growth, in improving credit, irrigation, other facilities for the rural sector and agricultural sector. And at the same time, under the Congress party, the country's industry, services sector, IT sector has seen phenomenal growth.
Right.
So clearly we're doing the right thing of balancing both interests, as well as of the urban and aspirational class. We do not believe it's an either-or debate where you have to choose only industry or you have to choose only farmers. We believe all of these stakeholders are very important for India. But right now we are questioning the intent of the government and why they took a U-turn within less than 6 months of coming to power.
So Milind Deora, you're not burying Manmohan economic.
Not at all. We're not. We firmly believe in reforms. And Sagarika, when insurance happened, we supported this government. In fact, back in the day, if you remember, when Yashwant Sinha ji was Finance Minister of India, incidentally, my late father was the chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Finance, and the Congress party was in the opposition. And that was when the insurance sector was being opened up for private sector participation, where we were ending the monopolies of LIC and GIC. And at that time, when my father was the chairman of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Finance, led by Mrs. Gandhi, the opposition supported the government even then. So we will provide a constructive opposition to this country on critical economic issues, on critical economic reforms, but we will not allow the government to take a U-turn and suddenly say that something dawned on us that this bill which we debated is faulty and we want to do it by way of ordinance and not by a debate in Parliament. It doesn't make any sense.
But you're making it repeatedly clear that you are not anti-industry and that the Congress has not taken a left turn. You're not willing to give up on the aspirational youth vote either. Jitin Prasada, Milind Deora, thank you very much indeed for joining me. You've both been very candid and enlightening. Thanks so much for joining me on Capital View. That's it on Capital View this week on whether Rahul Gandhi can script a political comeback. Join us again next week.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.